Hi YouTube, my name is Evan, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my experience with fleece and wood shavings. So over the past 2 years that I've had guinea pigs, I've actually changed quite a bit. So first I had wood shavings, then I went to fleece, and then now I have wood shavings with a kind of like mix between the two. I'll show you later. But over that time, I kind of like understood that it's really up to your preference. Like, it's really not the case that one is like so much better than the other. One is easier to clean, one is cheaper. They are basically the same. And it's up to your preference and what you feel is good for your piggies. So I just wanted to make my video to add to the conversation and to include my experience on what I thought worked and what didn't work. So here is going to be my unbiased opinion. First, we're going to be talking about wood shavings and then fleece. We're going to talk about what it is, how to get it, how to clean it, the cost, pros, and cons. Alright, so let's get right into it. So first we'll talk about wood shavings. And when I say wood shavings, I really do mean just wood. There is paper bedding available. I personally wouldn't get it because I feel like it would get very smelly. Pine and aspen are the two that you want to look for. Cedar bedding is a no-no. That's for like horses and stuff. It gets dusty, so it's bad for them. Hemp bedding is another good option I've seen in the store, and that one is pretty absorbent. So you could find these bedding options pretty easily at most big box stores. That's where I get mine at Walmart. You can also find them at pet stores. Then to clean it up, you're just gonna wanna pick up the soiled parts. So you're gonna see where the guinea pigs stay a lot in the corners. There's like piles of pee and poop basically. You're just gonna wanna clean that up as often as is comfortable for you and as often as you want to for the comfort of your piggies. So that means some people might wait a week because it's convenient for them to only clean the cage once a week. But if you want what's best for the piggies, you're probably gonna spot clean once or twice a day. So then for the cost, it's actually not that expensive. For me, I go to Walmart, so like I said, big box stores. It's about $7 a bag. So that comes out to $15 or so a month, maybe even less because the bags usually do last like 2 to 3 weeks long. So now onto the pros and cons. Now it's easy to clean, at least in my opinion. You don't have to use a washing machine, and the wood masks the bad smell really well, so you won't even smell the poop and the pee in your house. As for the cons, it's bad because it's dusty, and it might get dusty for the guinea pigs and also messy in your house. And then there's also a lot of waste associated with it. You're buying a new thing of like a big thing of shavings every month, and you're going to be putting some in, throwing it away every day. So there's a lot of waste with that. So now that we've discussed wood shavings in detail, we're going to shift over to fleece bedding. Fleece bedding is not just a blanket on the bottom of your cage, it's actually sheets of fleece with absorbent layers in between. There are pre-made options available online now. There weren't 2 years ago, which I think is great that you could buy those now. But if you are good with sewing and making stuff at home, you could also make them at home. You could find some online options linked in the description. There is an example I have right here. So this is what I used back when I had my guinea pigs on fleece. And like I said, like the pre-made options that are available online now, which are great, and I will show you later, they were not available at the time. So what I did is I had the fleece blanket, kind of like a pillowcase, and then underneath this is actually fleece, but it should have been an absorbent layer. And then if you pull it out, it's a coroplast. So there's like multiple layers you see to deal with absorbing pee and whatnot. So how do you clean it? You're going to want to spot clean it with a broom or a vacuum, probably once or twice a day, maybe even 3 times, depending on the amount of guinea pigs that you have. And you're going to want to take those fleece liners into the washing machine once a week. Now the cost of washing is going to depend on your situation. If you are living in a home, you have access to a washing machine, great. Not everyone does. So for me, I would have to go to a laundromat to wash them, and that would be about like $3.50 a week, which, surprise, surprise, is very close to the amount of the wood shavings, because $3.50 a week is basically $15 a month, which is the same thing as I said before, plus the cost of washing supplies, your detergent, or anything else that you need to buy, and then the initial cost of buying the fleece liners, which the ones that I'm going to show you later, they're about $50 to $70, and you may have to spend more depending on the size of your cage or if you want to just have a backup. So now for the pros and cons. So there's no dust, which is great. There's no waste, which is great. And they're cuter and softer, which is great because it just looks cute to watch your guinea pigs walk on the fleece. Unfortunately, it is smelly. You have to pay that initial cost, so that might be a burden for some. And then you need to use a washing machine. And like I said, it depends on your situation. You might actually save a lot of money this way, you might not save money this way. Because for me, I actually was living at a house, I was living with my parents, but my mom said no. So there was no way of getting around that. You might not have that easy of an option, like, oh, just walk to your washing machine and throw it in the washer. Well, you might not be able to do that. So just consider that. So that is it for my basic comparisons. I really hope I didn't rush through that too quickly. But the one thing I really want to stress in this video is that it's up to your discretion. If you remember my cost descriptions a little while ago, it actually came out to about the same amount of money. It was about $15 a month to either place wood shavings in the cage or to run the washing machine 4 times a month. And so when it comes to making the decision one way or another, I don't think cost should be a factor. I think the smell might be a big factor depending on where you live. Someone who is going to be using that area as well might not like the smell that comes with fleece, so that might be a no-no. And basically that's what I mean. It's up to your discretion. Certain red flags might show up that don't show up for me, so try both. If you could, try both. I really suggest you do. What I have right now in my cage is like a half-half setup. So if you remember from my other video, I built this cage and of course I put wood shavings in there, but then I cut an opening on the side of the cage so that they could come out and walk onto the fleece liner. And that, I think, just gives them some freedom so that they can do whichever they want to do. And at least from what I see, they enjoy the wood more, but of course that might be because they're enclosed and they feel more safe there. So yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Please make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the bell icon. You know, leave a comment, like the video, do all the YouTube things, and I'll really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week. Bye!